Sir, I beg to move that this House disapproves of the Essential Commodities Amendment Ordinance 2020, Ordinance number 8 of 2020, promulgated by the President on 5th June 2020. Sir, I speak in favor of the statutory resolution that I have given opposing the Essential Commodities Amendment Ordinance. Sir, black marketing and hoarding were always a problem in the country ever since the Second World War. Jawaharlal Nehru had said in 1946 that we shall hang the black marketeers from the nearest lamp post. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Black marketing went on. So ultimately the country adopted an Essential Commodities Act in 1955. Sir, the Essential Commodities Act gave power to the state government to regulate the trade, including imposing stock limits for various intermediaries. Sir, even now, though the country is surplus in most food grains, it cannot be denied that there is hoarding and black marketing taking advantage of seasonal shortages or floods or droughts. Now the government wants to take away the powers of the state government to regulate, and the power to fix stock limits is being taken away. Sir, if we look at the Essential Commodities Act, what are essential commodities? Essential commodities are fertilizer, drugs, foodstuff, yarn, petroleum, raw jute, seeds of food crops, and seeds of cattle fodder, etc. Sir, so far, what was the position? The position was that this will be regulated. Commodities such as cereals, pulses, oilseeds, edible oils, onion and potatoes, these would be regulated. Now what does this ordinance that has been brought in a hurry? There is no, I do not understand what was the hurry in bringing the ordinance. There is a provision to deregulate commodities such as cereal, pulses, oilseeds, edible oils, onions and potatoes. Now, only addition is, now the government has specifically said that under extraordinary circumstances, which include extraordinary price rise, war, famine, natural calamity of a severe nature, it can be regulated, but otherwise all these items will be deregulated. Sir, I know that this ordinance leaves out the public distribution system and the targeted public distribution system, PDS and TPDS, where under this system food grains are distributed by the government to the eligible persons at subsidized prices. So, what is the gain, benefit the government seeks to get from this? I say that there is no benefit. Now, the government has also said that there will be no control on the stocks of food grains, of food items which are being processed. The stock limit shall not apply to a processor or value chain participant of any agricultural produce if the stock limit does not exceed the overall ceiling of installed capacity of processing or the demand for exports in case of an exporter. So this is also left out of this control of stock limit. Now, does the government feel that there is no longer any possibility of shortage because we are an exporter? Sir, you have seen the pictures, sights of immigrants scraping for morsels of food during the COVID-19 crisis. How they scrape for morsels of food. Now, the government may say that the ED Act was not effective because the conviction rate under ED Act was an abysmal 3.8%. So if the government set up an effective food framework to ensure speedy trial and disposal of violation cases, I could have understood. But we know that even after Narendra Modi became Prime Minister, the pulses scam that involved the manipulation of prices in 2015, there the investigation by Income Tax Department found several big multinational companies playing a major role in spiking of prices of pulse. So it has happened during Narendra Modi's government itself. Sir, we have to remember that India is still dependent on the monsoon for producing sufficient food grains. A majority of farm holding in India is small and marginal. That is why an Essential Commodities Act must still be in place, and all regulation must not be given up and open to the market. Sir, recently there is a scare of a locust attack in Rajasthan. A locust attack destroys all crops. What happens if some states have local attacks? Will you not control the stocks at that time? The El Nino phenomenon has hit Indian agriculture hard in the past. Sir, given the timing of this amendment ordinance, it is likely to benefit big traders, big corporates, MNCs, but not the farmers directly. I want to say, sir, the 3 farmer-related ordinances that was brought forward by this Modi government, they are all meant to help the private sector, the multinational, the big capitalist into food grain trade. Sir, Reliance is already in selling vegetables to Reliance Fresh. I anticipate that Adanis will soon enter the field. And these 3 ordinances, I'll speak on the other ordinances later, will actually help big capital to enter into the farmers' spaces. So our policies thus must ensure sustainable farm growth, taking into consideration factors like climate change, land holdings, consumer capacity, and the farmers' interests. Sir, so long, and as I mentioned yesterday, that this act is another example of coercive federalism on display. All power of the states earlier controlled the Essential Commodities Act. Every state had an enforcement branch, every state police, which implemented the Essential Commodities Act. That power is being taken away. So far, India has ridden through shortages. We are happy that the farmer produces enough for our needs and even for exporting food grains. But that does not mean a calamity cannot hit us. A calamity like the COVID-19 has hit us, and we know the condition of the economy with a 24% downslide in the economy. That's why, sir, I am totally opposed to this ordinance, Essential Commodities Amendment Act Amendment Ordinance. I think that this is an effort to give benefit to big traders, corporates and MNCs so that they can enter the food trade and the poor farmer will be left in the lurch through all this. Thank you very much.